Hello, Kicker, NC Deb, Patrick Kelly, Kemma Carl. Who else? Annie, Benjamin. It's good to see y'all. Offers Kingdom. Hello. Oh, thank you, Offers Kingdom. Believing in South Carolina. Good to see you. It's been a while, hasn't it? I'm gonna drop the link. Cindy D, it's good to see you, hon. I did it without killing myself. Okay. It's been a little bit. So I want to know how all of y'all are doing. Y'all hanging in there through all this craziness? I have been just trying to keep my mind in good places, positive, but you can't help but see or hear the news. Shift Kicker, it was good to hear you this morning. And then Dee at her class, I guess you would call it. I love y'all too. Thank you. Hey, White Line. Yeah, I changed my icon. Hi, Jen. I'm ready to go ride horses again. And I know that's probably crazy, but I don't know. Yes, ma'am. One way or the other, Annie. Now, excuse my voice. Allergies. Eddie, good to see you, sis. And I'm glad to see y'all are having really positive thoughts. Love it. Yeah, I know believing. It's and then to counter that, South Dakota's like taking care of it. It's they're not allowing. That's true. What life? Dagmar King, good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. Oh, there you are.
Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to come
Oh,
up.
you're not interrupting me. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and I wanted to thank you for coming on live and tell you that we all pray for you all the time. And I would like Chat to do something.
I appreciate it.
Chat, I would like you to put anywhere from 1 to 3 words that describe Bonnie in the chat.
What?
And then I'm going to embarrass her and make her smile. And I'm going to back off for a little while and let her talk. Go, people.
Oh my goodness. I have been a nervous wreck about going live, and here you go, being
It's my
crazy.
job. It's my job.
Yep, it comes naturally to Deb. She is crazy.
No, we're crazy about you. And I just want you to feel it, okay?
Thank you. Y'all
You
are
get
so
us.
sweet.
You get us through some rough times and you have no idea when we don't see you. It's like somebody ripped a right arm off or the sun didn't come out.
No, it's not that bad.
Oh, we love our routine and we love our getting together and we love each other. So, hey, it's just all about it.
Oh my goodness, y'all are gonna make me cry. Thank y'all.
That's okay.
David, she likes frosting and vanilla wafers now.
There you go. There's your people, baby. I made you laugh, made you smile, and if I make you cry, I know there's a good reason why.
Ah, it's allergies, y'all.
Yeah, it's the pollen. It's really bad here too. Don't get me started.
Awesome, Annie. Hey, Chuck. Goodness, I haven't seen you in a little bit. Offer's Kingdom.
There's the other one that we love. So, hey, dudes, put a few words in there for him and chat how much we appreciate him. 1 to 3 words that describe Chuck. This should be fun.
Lord. David, it's good to see you. Well, Deb, since you just took over, you go ahead and keep on a minute. I just need a second.
Okay. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I think I got to her. But thanks, y'all. It means a lot to me, and she means a lot to us. And so do you, Chuck. So get up here. I think she can maybe still hit the button. I'm not a good entertainer. I'm going to try to look at the chat and see if I can read it.
I'm not going to leave you that long.
Okay, good.
Hey, Carol.
I'm the best a-hole in Texas. Ah!
I don't know about that, David. We got quite a few of those. It
Ah!
depends on your definition, I guess. David's got a great laugh. All of y'all, thank you so much. Y'all are a blessing.
Hey, Carol.
I have been watching videos. I've been watching videos about what to do with your toilet paper roll, cardboard things, all kinds of things, like just to get my mind out of and
Yeah,
get it functioning again. Hey Chuck,
Hey,
I'm gonna.
how's everybody doing?
we're
We're good.
doing.
How are you?
I guess all right. Everybody's sick. Vicky's sick again around her stomach now. Why is that way? Mine's just like gassy. Or I had to take Andrew. It's about a 250-mile round trip this morning. Go do his STAR testing for English for
Oh,
school.
goodness.
Oh, wow.
Hey Nora,
We had a
marshmallow.
we had a talk about stomach earlier. I was talking with somebody and do you all, I know that you're not you don't probably drink soda or anything, but do you ever drink ginger ale or a lemon lime clear type pop? Because I've realized that when I stopped soda completely, that I needed it once in a while. And it's like, to me, an Alka-Seltzer. It actually does something
That'll
good.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it with baking soda if you want to go natural, but like when we get sick like this, where it affects everything, I just think a ginger ale or even a sarsaparilla or
We get,
like a
usually they all want Sprite, 7 Up, or ginger ale.
That's what I was
yeah,
gonna say. I drink 7 Up now. Since they changed my Sprite,
yeah. What happened to it? It's weird.
it tastes weird.
It's like
I don't
Pepsi
know.
taste. It's like got a sweetness to it or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's not the same. I drank one yesterday and I was like, ugh.
Valley.
Yep.
Oh man, there it went again. I had gas so bad when I was sitting up there in the parking lot waiting on him. I like felt like my heart was palpitating.
Yeah, I've been having anxiety, just over so much information, like Bonnie said, coming at once. And I'm concentrating on music, good things that are happening. There are. And that's all I can take right now. And just personally asking people, how are you doing? You know what I mean? Because we are all going through some kind of shit right now. I'm sorry, Bonnie, I don't mean to swear.
No, you're fine. And
Okay.
it's true. And that's why I was like, I want to see how everybody's doing, where they're at, what's going
Bonnie,
on.
Bonnie's probably thinking I got Chuck up here. You can't say nothing to beat him.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to do that myself on my own, not swear a lot anyway. So it's
I
not.
try not to.
Yeah, but you got to get the emotion out. But anyway, tips and tricks and sharing things that we've been through and just getting more personal and a little bit more spiritual. Let's call that. Let's call it that.
Yes. And that's, so I've been watching The Chosen again. I
Have
just,
you really? Do you said it makes you cry? Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Does it make you feel better, or did it rip your heart every time you watch?
the cry is a good cry. I mean, it's because it's like,
Touching, touching.
yes, he's
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the one, and just seeing it, just it just lifts me up. I just I'll keep watching it over and over and over, and
I miss
going through the
Pappy,
scriptures to find to go with it, and um,
Pappy Two Bears. Where are you? I I think we all need a shot of Pappy Two Bears.
well, that wouldn't that be great? Um, some if I have internet, we're under tornado watch right now. I'm gonna try and stay up. um, it's I think it's going north of me, but I'm just watching. And
Are you on the edge, like the what would it be? The western edge of Texas, southwestern edge?
no,
She's
Because
in the middle.
Okay, because it looked like I was gonna send you the report that I saw, and I was like, she knows this is happening, I'm sure, but she always misses it. It always misses her. So I was wondering if this one was close or not.
Yeah, the one that said it wanted to be looking at property was and talking about the south edge over southwest edge, and Bonnie's like, "You don't want to be over there."
it's
She said, "That's the worst place. That's where all the pathways are. I guess best way to put it."
yes. So the movie's called His Only Son. I'll have to look for that.
I heard there's a lot of holes in the ground too over there. To get my meaning.
Yep.
I just like the fact that the people dropped bombs before I said a bad word, dropped shells before they left their places of employment. And I think it was really, really good of them. And it's a big step for the fakers. It's a big step for the fakers because all their watchers that they had left are now gonna bolt. So go woke, go broke. Sorry.
Hey, David, if you still got my number, give me a call sometime, bud.
Yeah. And so I don't know if I finished that. So if uh, if I have internet Sunday, I would like to do a prayer and fellowship. If y'all are up to it, um,
You know I'll be there, but I put mine in text outside. That way, I don't put my mouth in something I can't fit my foot in or something by that order.
okay. But where's my calendar? Oh, well, Friday's the 28th. Maybe it should be Friday. I don't know if y'all remember, but that convention is the 28th through the 30th. And I really feel I need to be praying over that and just everything. Just, um, but it's more doing things for you, like pampering yourselves at this time too. The 4th is National Prayer Day. Okay, we'll do it then too. But um, so I have the video for this. Y'all okay with me showing it?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for muting your mic. Then I got to mute to show it.
How much do you love yourself? Because if you understand the value of self-love, you'll never be friends with those type of people. Most of the people out here are running around empty. They have no sense of self, no sense of self-love. When I say self-love, it has nothing to do with celebrity, money, materialistic things, and all of the things that your negative mind could probably go to. It has nothing to do with self-love. It has nothing to do with looks, nothing to do with cars and any of the superficial things that one would assume that could make you love yourself even more. It's a matter of knowing your value. It's a matter of you saying, I don't have to be around these people in these type of environments and situations in order for me to finally see the value in myself. I love me independent of you loving me. I believe in me. I know my self-worth. I am here and I have a purpose. There is no value in having wisdom, knowledge, insight, spirituality, love. Every day, I am a work in progress.
A person who can forgive nothing is a person who's totally destroyed psychologically and emotionally. Forgive your parents. Forgive any relationship that you ever had that didn't work out. Forgive everyone else in your life that has ever hurt you in any way. Forgive yourself.
Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could be any different. I think for myself, and I know many of you, you think forgiving means accepting what has happened to you. Well, it is accepting that it has happened to you, not accepting that it was okay for it to happen. It is accepting that it has happened, and now what do I do about it? Forgiving is giving up the hope, not holding on, hoping, wishing that it could have been any other way than it actually was. Giving up the hope that the past could be any different. And when I got that, I think it took me to the next level of being a better person, because I don't hold grudges for anything or any situation, and neither should you. It's letting go so that the past does not hold you prisoner, does not hold you hostage.
See, life is cyclic. You're not, whatever experience you're having right now, it has not come to stay. It has come to pass. Not to stay, just to pass. It's just going through. The biggest challenge is to know what's happening. This is a part of this thing we call life. This too shall pass. And maintaining perspective, putting it in perspective.
You have to be willing to break from the past to have the future you so desperately desire. You have to have the courage to allow yourself to honor the past as it was, to forgive those who need to be forgiven, to forgive yourself, and to acknowledge that everything led you to this point now. Everything.
Let it go and begin to focus on developing myself. And I say to you, you're going to have people to do things to you. Things are going to happen to you. And the most important thing to do is to harness your will and let it go and move so you can grow, so you can get on with your life. It doesn't matter about what happens to you. What matters is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do now, Les? But if you want to begin to move into your own personal greatness, if you want to begin to really enjoy a happy, successful, healthy life, you've got to be willing to go against the tide. You've got to be willing to harness your will. So as you're in the process of reinventing your life, write a description of the kind of person that you want to be. What are the things that you must overcome? What qualities about your personality you know that you're going to have to change because those particular characteristics are liabilities to you? What are your assets? What are your strong points? Look at and evaluating yourself to make that determination. Other thing is that in order to get out of a rut, we need some coaching. Find some trusted critics. People that you know care about you and love you. So there's some things that keeps us from growing and getting out of ruts. Number one, we identify with feedback. We take it personal when someone wants to give us some feedback on where we are falling short and tell us about our blind spots. We want to have everything being positive about us. We're not perfect. It hurts. I have a friend who's a trusted critic. I don't like him, but I love him. He doesn't tell me the things I want to hear. He tells me what I need to hear so I can grow. It hurts. It hurts when he put me on the hot seat. I can't stand it. But that's the only way that I can grow. And I'm glad that he loves me enough to risk our friendship to tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear.
High performers are not dissatisfied strivers. They're not. They're happy. High performers are happier than their peers. We all believe that to get the top, it's going to be lonely at the top. And we all believe you have to grind and kill yourself to get there. Yeah. And that's completely wrong. And the data proves it worldwide, which is, I think, just overcoming a lot of people's biases about how you work today. Because right now, especially today, like, grind on social media is so popular.
Or hustle.
Or hustle. And by the way, none of the top 15% of high performers worldwide identify with those words. They literally don't. We asked them, we did a whole keyword analysis.
Yep.
This was actually pretty cool. And high performers explicitly say, these are the three driving feelings. If we said there was a high performance state, it's driven from these three things. Number one, full engagement.
Yes.
Number two, joy.
Yes.
And number three, confidence.
Yes.
That's what they relate with, okay? That's where it's coming from. It's a joyous journey, not a dissatisfied one. And I had this conversation in the book because I'll kind of maybe frame it this way. Each of these chapters opens with a vignette of somebody I worked with or a situation that I was in that demonstrated high performance. In this particular situation, I'm walking on a stage, thousands of people, after a very famous musician was out there and was telling the audience that that person's secret to success, remember, thousands of people,
yes.
Their secret to that person, their whole speech, their secret to success was never settle. Never settle. Nothing is enough. Never settle. And never be satisfied. Never be satisfied. Always demand more. And I'm like, oh, my second slide, which was going to be on Jumbotrons in like 80-point text, was strive satisfied. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to dispel this for all these thousands of people. I was totally freaked out.
Yeah.
But what I had to explain to people was not only the data, but it's this. If you're never satisfied, I mean, is it true that life is precious? If it's true that life is precious and you could be gone tomorrow, do you really want to think, you know what, I just never felt fulfilled? I never allowed myself to have a moment of credit. I never allowed myself to have a moment of peace. I never allowed myself to look at that and say, good job. That's not the way to live life. I think just at a spiritual level, it's a bad move. And this book doesn't really go into a lot of that. It's more about the science and the heart stuff. But I think it's really important that people realize your job is to strive satisfied. And if you strive satisfied more often, you will be more of a high performer. And if you never give yourself credit, you're always beating up on yourself, you're always thinking that's not perfect enough, then what's going to happen? Dissatisfied people burn out and they quit more often than satisfied strivers. So take joy in the moment, engage with what you're doing, allow credit and satisfaction and joy to come in. You can always be improving.
Of course.
But be improving joyfully.
Yes.
And if you're improving joyfully, then you're learning, you feel curious, you feel engaged, the joy is there, you'll get more confident because you're like, I'm gonna learn through this anyway, this is gonna be great. Because this thing is all over social media right now, like, grind, work, whatever. And I'm like, it's popular and I see why that happens and I see why it's catchy. It's just not scientifically valid.
Stop scaring yourself. How often do you terrorize yourself with your own thoughts? You get into absolute terror, and it's only coming from your thoughts. Nobody out there is doing a thing. Sometimes it's an old family pattern. Sometimes we get new things. I would like people, when you have time, to make a list of your fears. Make a list of your fears. And then give yourself the opportunity to turn each fear into a positive affirmation. Turn each one into something positive. And remember, always you are in charge. You are always in charge. See, one idle thought doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Thoughts are like drops of water. You drop a drop of water and it doesn't mean much. But if you keep dropping and keep dropping, you get a puddle on the floor, and then you can get a little pond and a lake, and finally you can create an ocean. And with our own thoughts, we can drown in a sea of negativity, or we can float on the ocean of life. And it's up to us. The thoughts we think accumulate. And what sort of puddles are you standing in? Or are you up to here? Or are you up to here and trying to paddle? What are you doing to yourself? When we're willing to change our thinking, we can change our experiences. And it doesn't matter if you've got a big puddle of negative thoughts. You can move over here and create a puddle of mindfulness, positive thoughts. You can make changes, always. So you want to turn those fear thoughts into positive affirmations. Let them work for you.
When we think we are unworthy, it means that for some reason, we believe that we have to prove we have a right to our space on the planet, in life, as we are, being who we are. And that means that we will do all manner of wonderfulness to prove we deserve to be here. And usually, some of the common things are we overcommit, overgive, we overdo, we over excuse, we overcompensate, and we stay in difficult, desperate, hurtful, harmful situations much longer than it is wise or productive to do so. Worth. What it is that you expect from the world in response to who you are. It's very different from value. Self-value means how you hold yourself within yourself and what you expect as a result. Now, In order to get to the worth, if you're not holding yourself within yourself as worthy, then what you expect from the world is surely going to hurt you.
This is what you're going to do. You are literally going to dump out everything that's in your head onto this piece of paper. Every concern, every worry, every to-do, everything that's bothering you that you're thinking about.
For some people, especially, they're just experiencing way too much pressure. And that pressure, a lot of times, it's just an imbalance in perspective.
And discipline is a matter of the imposition of order, and the order is necessary, especially for people who are hopeless and nihilistic.
Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work.
Most people do it for survival. We need to feed our families, we need to survive, it's our career, okay, we have to do it. But to wake up with, my feet and my fingers tingling and say, wow, I have this to do, I have that to do today. And it's an amazing feeling, and I don't take it for granted.
You're going to have a hard time thinking about all the options, and you're going to be really attached emotionally.
So a lot of us know that. I can get over here, but over here, man, this is much better because I got to go through this journey that is not fun. This from 20 to 100%, this shit in between is not fun.
Discomfort is your friend. It really is. Like discomfort and not being happy and content with certain situations in life, or certain feelings in life. They're massive motivators, and they're amazing at facilitating change.
Everything else is secondary. Were the words, stay hungry, stay foolish. It was their farewell message as they signed off. Stay hungry, stay foolish. And I have always wished that for myself.
Well, it is scary. I will always say that, especially business, because it's a very scary place to be in. It changes, it goes ups and downs, it has so many ups and downs. To be successful, you have to be able to walk away from a deal. You have to. If you want it bad enough, then people are going to give it to you at patterns,
If you think it sucks or it's bad, you have losing pessimistic DNA. And if you think it's awesome and phenomenal, you have optimistic winning DNA. And I believe that to be true. And so that's where we're at. That's why people got to understand what is in us. We have no idea until we start trying hard.
Is it as enjoyable as it can be? And we all know that there's a spectrum for that enjoyability. Like we've all had times in our life where it's not been so great. And then times in our life where everything came together, like, what a fucking great day. Woo! Like, make more of those.
And the discipline.
Okay. Did anything sound good in that?
That was fantastic. That's what they call inner work. It's what we all don't want to do. We all want to take care of everyone and everything and change the world. And sometimes our purpose is just to be and just to wait and to listen and to just support each other. And we got to work on ourselves too.
Absolutely.
God's got to take it all away before you can realize you don't know what the mountain is until you've been in the valley.
Yes, and that's if we have to work on ourselves before we can have any kind of relationship with anybody else, because if you have a bad outlook, if you have if you're holding all these things in you that can trigger anger, that can trigger emotions of any kind, then you're not being your true self. You've got something holding you back, and that's why forgiveness is a big one. We've all been through the crap childhood, and there's scars from all kinds of things, and they're scars. They've healed, and then you have to heal your mind to overcome everything that did happen. I mean, I'm still hearing things about the trails and what they're doing. And this has been going on since 1930. That we're all still here breathing and talking and not acting like a bunch of loons is a miracle, y'all.
Well, yeah, eating dinner out of metal TV trays, the first microwaves that came out, are, putting mud pies in our face and drinking out of the hose and the simple life that we had. Maybe it's not so simple right now because we're getting hit from every aspect. But what they did was they gave us a curse and a gift. They locked us down. They made us all be together, which caused people to come together and people to separate. And then one more step, get right with yourself. Learn at least how to like yourself. I think I like myself right now. I cannot say I love. I don't know how many can, but God bless you. I'm trying.
It's hard. It really is. Um, I said a long time ago, I have sticky notes around my bathroom mirror. So every morning when I go in there to brush my teeth, to brush my hair, to get ready for the day, it I read them, and it's positive affirmations. It's telling yourself whatever you think you need to hear. And it started out with just a couple and it keeps growing. And every day I have to do that because you're sitting there and you're getting all these negative things coming at you. And so you just keep adding more and more positive to counteract it. And just like they said, if there's a lake of negative, you can make a lake of positive on the other side of it.
And try to have something to look forward to. Try to have a goal, a dream. Don't let everything go and just say, "Puh, this is it. It ain't going to get any better. This is it." Just do the best with you can with what you have and get with the best people, even if it's one or two people that you can confide in and trust. And that's all God, needs to give us. Because we got to get right with ourselves. We have to reprogram our minds. We didn't realize that our minds were messed up, did we?
And I think that's why I keep going back to the chosen because he's just so, he knew what his life was going to be, but he just kept on. He just kept on. And I think that's the the whole thing is to just keep on. And yes, by following Jesus, by his example, by and lots of prayer. Goodness, it takes a whole lot of prayer. Um, remember the little train? I think I can. I think I can.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
say that every time I'm riding down the interstate, laughing at the truck drivers in the fast lane. I say, "Yeah, it looks like the little engine it could."
Okay, then it's I know I can. I don't know if
Well,
it gets to I know I can, but that's what it should be.
if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I did that walking into Dollar General like a couple months ago because I knew the girls were having a bad day. But,
Right?
we've got all this wisdom that are put like, we probably have sayings that we have our parents, or grandparents or some family member, aunt, uncle, favorite, godfather, whatever, that gave us all this wisdom. And we've had time now to think upon it. Then we watch the world change and we have to change with it. And it sucks, but we all, are not all meant to get along. It's just we're meant to get along with ourselves first, like you said, and then the healthy relationships. God will put them in our life.
Yes. And that's I see it happening here on YouTube. I
Yep.
see people being drawn to the ones that are positive and uplifting and
Yep.
we have so many and that's I still wish that more of the channels would come together. I mean, I understand that each one does something different and has something different to share with whatever they're doing and I'm glad that there's others Tim, thank you for doing the newsy stuff because I, I, if I start doing the news stuff, I get really, um, bleh. And
Overwhelmed. Yeah, overwhelmed.
but I think that that's where her and Agent J work together good because I think he's more the uplifter, like maybe I don't know.
Yep.
And
Yes, yes. It's a team, it's a partner. It's like you and Chuck. You know what I mean? Like Chuck will bust a joke out. He'll bust a joke out and we'll all start laughing. You know? I mean, everybody's got gifts and we just have to learn what our gifts are. We have power, people. We have power to help heal. We have so much to give that we have to take this time to learn what your gift is, that you even have a gift, and then use it.
Y'all were so bummed out. That's why I put Hitler Cat on there. He's watching y'all.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh.
You see him?
Yes.
Cashew.
Yeah.
Y'all feel a little better. You know, I did the hokey pokey once, but I turned myself around.
Yeah, you can turn frowns upside down, Chuck. There you go.
Yeah, I haven't been going talking to anybody or doing anything. I guess everybody noticed that.
We missed you. That's why I was saying that in the beginning of the chat is we miss you. We miss Bonnie. We understand. I mean, but like, we just miss you. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
I've thought about it a few times. I'm like, I think I did one, last week?
Well, but you were worn out. You're like, I really don't have a topic. It ended up being a really good chat anyway. And don't y'all feel like you have to have a topic. We're getting together is what's important.
Yes. Then that's sometimes I just like talking to the chat. I mean, they're here to talk and that's what fellowship is.
Yep.
I did go up on Yorga a couple times with him because he sit there by himself.
Yorga's a good guy, and I'm proud of him because he never would do it. We kept on saying, "Come on, play your guitar." And I think there's like
He
one.
made the mistake when he told me if I get 100 subs, I'll start doing them. Okay, I got that for you.
Yeah, but you know, it's good that these people are coming out, but there needs to be like a little bit. You guys had a routine, and we got used to it. And we know that things come up and we know that y'all have been sick and we know there's family problems and all that stuff. But that doesn't mean we can't miss you. We're praying for you, but that doesn't mean we can't miss you.
Miss me? You didn't even shoot at me, did you?
I almost sent you a really grungy, like nice ripping guitar song that had the perfect words that you might have even put it up on your chat or something. But I was gonna just send you a WTF, Chuck, because I hadn't seen or heard from you, or I was kind of chasing y'all around. Honestly, I was stalking. Kidding.
Busy like today. I was like that 250-mile round trip.
Yeah, you don't have to have topics, man. Tell us about your day. Bonnie will tell us about her day. We want to hear it. She'll ask about others' days. And, you know, as long as we all just keep communicating and people get recognized and people get prayed for and people laugh and, you know, it's all good.
Yep, Cindy, I've seen that too. And
you, Ridge, Jeff, Jim, anybody else I missed out there? Sorry, Bonnie.
That's all right. And no, don't be sorry for saying hello to everybody. That's what we do.
Ridge Runner. It's a Tennessee guy in Missouri. It's about the same, though. You get closer, you get. I love it up in Missouri, though. Never been there when it's cold, though. So
I wish, you know, I know that I was in a Kansas City, but I think it was Kansas. So I don't think I've ever been to Missouri, but I don't know where the divide is. I know we were downtown. So however that goes, we were downtown Kansas City, and it was the worst time ever. But
I'm looking at my picture. I need a haircut and a shave. I'm looking like a hippie. I look like Gandalf that went on binge eating.
Hey, you're ZZ Top, man.
We seen
Right.
an old barbershop up there today, and I started to stop. My youngest wants his haircut. I got a bad habit of telling him, put the clipper on one. I'll go from this to where you can't pinch and grab it.
I found a channel. Surely I wrote it down.
Brother-in-law gave me a microphone. Does this sound better than the other one?
Yes, much better.
Sounds great.
Son-in-law, not brother-in-law.
That's a big sucker.
He goes, brought it over. You want this? I'm like, yeah.
You can move around a little bit now.
Yeah, I don't know if we crossed a river or not. I was young.
Isn't there a song, Kansas City, Here I Come? An old song. Kansas City.
It's like a 30 or 40 song or something.
Kansas City, Here I Come. Yep.
It's like an old lounge song or something.
Yep.
I think it was a girl that sung it too, wasn't it?
A dude did a 50s version. I don't know. You know, there's so many remakes. Sorry, I'm eating a cracker. There's so many remakes that I'm tracing songs back to, I'll just say, the Mammy days.
Did y'all hear that they want to tear down Hank Williams Sr.'s house in Tennessee?
Mm-mm.
It's supposed to be like historic, and some other group owned it. I think it's owned by the music industry, whatever, but somebody bought it and they're wanting to tear it down.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people buying up land, and I mean, I just hope that mine goes to the right, the right family or the right situation or whatever, because, some of us, that's another thing we're doing. We're starting new lives, starting lives in different places, and it's a scary ride, but it's the time to move. Not move, but it's the time.
If you're going to move, it is the time. I agree with that.
Yep.
And for the first time in my life, I've been wondering if Texas is the best place to be. But
stay with family, period.
I think so too. That channel that I was talking about that I've been watching is David. I think it's Digu. I can't even read my writing. That's horrible. Hernandez. And he just the way he does scripture and everything, he had over 2,000 people watching. He's really good. If y'all are looking for a...
You're not going to believe this, but I just found him too about 2 weeks ago.
Well, that may be why he popped up for me, because I've noticed anything that any of us watch, that'll pop up. It's like it's keeping it in the community. Try this one. Well, somebody else is watching it, so you might like it too. And you never know. But
one of y'all watches yoga, because I ended up with it.
No, I don't. But I have a suggestion for, there's something called Mind Valley. And I've been following these guys for about 5 years now. I've been trying to do the inner work on myself because I've had a lot of time by myself. And so they are more, there's also TED Talks, TED Talks, and they are just people that have done research, people that are studying the mind, studying our actual gifts from our creator and how to use them. And it has been so inspiring. Of course, you can go and you can take courses and all that stuff, but just watching videos, like Bonnie said, it used to be called self-help. Every time I took a trip on a plane, I'd buy a book. I never read books, but I would make myself read a book on the plane. And it would always be something like Chicken Soup for the Soul, or Men Are From Venus and Women Are From Mars, or whatever that is. And so we, as a people, Bonnie's got it right, need to stick together, be forgiving, let us be us as we change into the new people that we are going to be, because we're all changing right now.
Yes. And thank you, Cashew. They should just whip that out there. And
yeah, I told my boys on the way home, I want to open a bar up. Call it, Come On, Man.
And do it, Chuck. You know
if you
what?
got a dream, do it.
That's, you know what, I just started a list for an order, and it's for making candles. I remember my mother making candles when I was a kid, but she would use the old, you know how the half-gallon came in the cardboard box with the pictures on it, missing children pictures. Okay.
Yeah.
And so she would use those, and she would pour the pectin into the cardboard carton, and then she would put melted crayons in it, make it different colors, and then she would put ice cubes in it. And so when we ripped the carton off, it was holy and different colors, and and so when it was lit, it looked pretty cool. Of course, we don't have those anymore, but
I'm a vintage candle maker. I started making candles at 16, Bonnie, and I made the molding kind when I was growing up. And so I've been through everything. And you know the wedding candles that they peel down the sides and they're multicolors and they kind of spin around?
Yeah.
They're tall, and I used to make those and sell those at Six Flags. That was my job. So if you want like places to start this hobby, you just let me know, because the last one I made was a gigantic, beautiful, about a 10-pound candle of all the wax I had left, a soy wax, because soy is easy to work with. And it's beautiful. It's lavender, and I've burned that thing down about 3 inches, and it's like 7 inches by 7 inches in a glass cube. Candles are beautiful, and they smell so good. They're just great. They're like
Connie, Andy, Jay.
Hey, everybody.
Sound like me. Hey, y'all.
Connie, Indy, it's good to see y'all. I'm not doing fancy. I'm doing
practical.
Practical. Thank you. That's the word.
That's the name you're going to sell them. That'd be the name of Practical Candles.
There you go.
And I started with 10 cans. I started with soup cans and tuna cans. I don't know how much more you can get. And then I did like clay on the outside.
Me naming a pub or a bar, Come On, Man, though, the only thing bad about their boys said it ought to go over like fire. I said, yeah, I might get the wrong clientele, those.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Well, and that's, I'm just trying to think of ways to make money or barter, whichever way it has to go. And
Brandon
are useful that people are going to need. And, you know, if we're going to be going without electricity, candles is one of the things. And so that's why I was just like, yep, I'm going to do this. And I have tons of stuff to make jewelry. I know that's not a necessity, but, you know, people surely will still want to give something special to the ladies whenever they have a birthday or Christmas or something. And it's
handmade gifts. Oh my gosh, handmade gifts. I remember being broke at 19 and making these canned beans. Like, I take a can and I would get dried peas and beans and I would glue them into like flowers, and I gave those presents away at 19 years old, and I had more people loving handmade gifts than going out and buying stuff. You're right.
And they do. And That's what I told the girls. All of us know how to crochet, and we've got tons of yarn here because I got my grandmother's stash, and then I already had a stash. My mother, when she got arthritis, she couldn't crochet anymore, so I got her stash. So plenty of yarn, and you can make rugs, you can make pot holders, you can make just everything crochet. You can make, well, you can sort of make clothes. I used to make little dresses with matching bottoms for babies, but well, tops are, y'all, I'm burning up. It's 80 degrees here, and I guess because of the storms, it is so still. It's like,
Uh-oh.
Biggie's got the heater on here.
no way.
Yeah, she's cold and don't feel good. So.
I got the heater on too. Chuck, you need to name it Brandon's.
Hey, what?
Name it Brandon's. You'll get the right crowd.
I'm telling you,
FJB.
truth with Tom, he is so funny. I've just been seeing some of the things he's been posting, and I'm like, he's great.
Have nothing but tacos in her for food, and call it Taco Tuesday. Agent Jade loved that.
Yeah, he'd probably fly out there for the grand opening.
Agent J must have heard me mention his name.
That's how you summons people. I've summoned you before. I've said, Bonnie.
See if he wants to fulfill the full summons.
Yeah, David, selling yourself though too. You're a jack of all trades, sort of. That's what I did, and I made a lot of money when I was doing that before I got hurt. And then when you got somebody wanting to stand over you and watch you, inform them that it costs more for lessons.
Oh yeah, like the signs at the garage, it's $75 an hour. If you talk to us, it's $100, or they have these like little things in garages like that.
I've had a lot of people when I was working in shops, they'd bring it in. Well, he tried to do it and couldn't. What do you want to charge since he did part of the work? I said, double. He goes, you ain't going to take nothing off for what he did. I said, no, I'm going to be hunting bolts and take twice as long.
Yep.
I had 3 mechanics paper clipping my mom's electrical wires in her car. I was driving the car. I was taking care of her. And I was like, how many mechanics does it take to change a light bulb? I'm driving out of here with freaking paper clips, okay? Holding everything, making everything work.
That wasn't a mechanic. That was a shade tree.
No, I mean, they were having problems, and it lasted until we could get parts, but it was funny.
There was this plastic thing that went out on my car, and who would have known this little, it's about the size of a dime plastic thing could cause the whole car to just, and so I ordered the new part, $60 for this little plastic thing that it was.
It's a distributor cap. That's what it is.
No.
No?
It's the size of a dime. It's like, or a penny. It's just this little plastic thing. And
censored. Yeah,
so
it's great.
I ordered it, and we could not get it to go in there for nothing. We were trying everything, beating on it. It would not go in. So got out a zip tie and fixed it up with a zip tie, and it worked just fine. It wasn't a part that would get hot or overheat or anything. It would just, you use whatever you can use.
Yeah.
I think I've done the twist tie on a windshield wiper or two.
Yep. Baling wire, whatever. I mean,
what people used to do to cars, though, is not really legal anymore, some of it, but we had fun. Like catalytic converters now. If you have a 1997 truck, it's going to cost you about $2,000 for a catalytic converter. Well, in some states, like you can just jam a little pipe through the other pipe and yeah, it's all set. But you can't pass the stupid test in some states, the emissions.
Yeah.
Are you hot yet?
Cause he's burning up.
Ricky.
Hot
His
yet?
beard's dripping. His beard's dripping.
I feel like I got the meat sweat.
Love you, Vicky. Keeping you in prayer.
You hear, baby? Should keep you in prayer.
Thank you.
Said thank you.
You're welcome. I got a little funny for y'all if y'all want to see it.
Go ahead.
I got to look for it. It's going to take me a second.
Anyway, so Brandon's Taco House. We still got to keep coming up with this name here. Tacos and taquita. What's the beer? Taquito? I can't think. What was it?
Beer?
Yeah, it's a Mexican beer called Tecate.
Tecate, that's it. And then there's Modelo and Dos Equis, Corona,
Yeah,
but that's like junk.
Yeah, the Dos Equis was pretty good. I used to work as a waitress and did, just beers. I never bartended, but I think it's a cool freaking idea. I really do.
Okay.
My youngest tripped out. Sorry, Bonnie.
I didn't say anything.
I thought you said you found it.
Yes, I found it. Okay, let me do the. We can't talk because I have to do the. Wait, no, I'm gonna share. Okay, I'm muting.
In your house.
Now, hold on just a minute, Skittles. I live down here in the South, and we protect ourselves with pit bulls and pew-pews. And the real question is, which one of them's going to get you first? Because I be diddly dad burn. We get up too early, stay up too late, and work too damn hard for our shit to be letting somebody who looks like they tasted the rainbow come in and take our stuff. No, honey. Down here, we just soon send your soul to Jesus and let him sort it out. You know what I mean? This is the way I see it. If you're ever skipping your happy ass down here on the streets in the South and you get this hair up your butt to come into one of our houses, I suggest you do one of two things, baby. You hit your knees and you start praying to the Lord because you're fixing to meet him. Or you just keep skipping your happy ass until you get out of town. Now, I personally think the latter of the two choices is the better choice, but bless your heart. You can choose either one you like. Just, baby, choose wisely, okay? Have a nice day.
What would you do if I broke in your house?
I swear that is the South, Bonnie. That is us. And I have seen people get run out of town. I have watched a guy that was posing as somebody else from another state and nothing was in his name and everything. And he ended up doing work for like a veterans club. And I mean, she literally ran him out of town and nobody's seen him since.
Yep, I saw that and I was like, well, she just puts it all right there. Real quick.
And you are South. I am going to give you the South because I, as much as I try, cannot figure out where in Texas you are, but I worry about all the time because Texas seems to always be getting hit with something.
Yeah, they don't like us much.
So South Texas, this one's for you.
And so that was one of my thoughts that and I think Dee's next class is going to be about the counties, but I was, I'm always thinking, and so what if each county made a made their own sort of like Constitution, Bill of Rights. If each county did this, and then each county gathered and presented it to the state level,
A sheriff could arrest the governor.
you just never know. I mean, it might work.
Just saying.
It might do something.
They're the only people that have the power, to actually go and arrest. And here's a good man to confirm this, is that sheriffs have more power. And when Mr. T was talking about retraining them, that's what he meant. You can run your town. You can buck your mandates that we had. And our sheriff did it.
Yes, and that's if each county, which would be the sheriff in charge, and the people, but the people are over the sheriff, or the one that votes him in. Sorry, but yes, statewide, the sheriffs have the power, but it still starts with the people.
Electing the sheriff. Absolutely.
Yes. So if we just like created something with rules, I don't know what you'd call it, with
Here's your funny, Bonnie.
statements.
Hey, Jim.
The way it is.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, good to see everyone. Hey, in Pennsylvania, you know what the sheriffs do? They just take prisoners to courts and issue summons to people.
Wow.
This state has gotten so screwed up. And all the laws they're trying to pass and, force to do stuff, it's getting out of hand.
Are you near Philly?
25 miles from Philadelphia. I'm like 25 miles northwest of Philly.
When the Vikings came there, my friend and his daughter went to that. It was a Super Bowl playoff or something, or maybe the Super Bowl. I don't know. But anyway, they literally had Viking stuff on, and they got full cups of beer and ice cubes and Cokes and everything winged at them. And my friend, who's from New York, is going, man, people in Philly are crazy. It's like, I was like, wow. And then I heard about all the laws and the different things going on. It's like, holy crap.
They threw stuff at Santa Claus, I think it was in the 80s or late 70s, and booed Santa Claus. It's just a mess around here.
People got to stop being so miserable.
Bonnie, I think you're funny.
Okay, I'm going to share this that Chuck sent. Y'all okay with that?
Yeah.
Here we go.
The pandemic is that the president has no intercourse whatsoever with the rest of the world on dealing with these things. We led, like Barack Obama led in the in the pandemic that occurred.
Okay, we didn't see that. Wait a minute.
And we had the most successful selection fraud ever.
Yeah. We had intercourse with everybody.
I was fixing to say, but did you hear the word?
Yeah.
No.
He's bragging and he put it to everybody.
And see, Deb, this area east, when I was a kid, was farming, and the population has more than tripled in my lifetime.
I used to drive through the Susquehanna Valley because I had to drive from New York because I had one parent in New York and one in Florida or Georgia. So I did the trip. Hundreds. It was either PA or Ohio, depending, where I was coming from. And I tell you, it has changed so much that you can't even drive through those small towns anymore without getting backed up for like hours and hours.
Well, Philly had some. Back in the 50s, Philly wasn't really a bad city. Actually, my mother, when she was a kid, her father had to move from Bethlehem to Philly because of work. He was a machinist. You figure back in those days, if a plant closed, they had to go to to where work was. And Mayfair she grew up in Mayfair and said it wasn't bad. And she only lived there for a few years. And then after they relocated again, because my grandfather having to get employment, the whole area has just changed. I mean, this whole area it's become a two-class society. You got people living on Skid Row in these boroughs and cities. Then you have people living out in the suburbs with these huge houses with people with six-digit incomes. It has become diversified beyond belief around here.
Yes.
I got a buddy of mine lives in the Poconos up there.
Well, the Poconos is still no man's land, Chuck. There's a lot of areas up there. You figure the Poconos, you can't do anything with the ground up there. It's just boulders all over the place.
Yeah, he lives in a gated community. He works for Amtrak, but he said he hates it because he's from Louisiana. He's used to hunting and fishing and.
Well, like Billy Joel did the song "Living Here in Allentown." I mean, it was actually industry. I used to watch the smokestacks when I was doing the driving and the mills and all that went on in Pennsylvania. And then it was like no fracking and this and that. And yeah, it's changed. I was right next door to it for 36 years. I saw so much happen.
Well, the steel industry really started going downhill in the 70s. You had every little town that was near a river, Phoenixville, Bridgeport, they all had steel mills. And then, nothing against the unions, but then the unions really negotiated contracts and their prices were so high, the steel mills, the owners closed, and we started importing most of our steel from Japan.
Yeah. Well, I saw, well, now I can't remember what I saw. What did I see? It didn't
And
have
actually,
anything to do with Philadelphia.
Pennsylvania probably has more polluted water from coal mining. It's hard to believe. There's areas, if a person goes out towards Harrisburg, the water tastes like sulfur. But now
Yeah, they probably have to do like Florida. Do y'all have to use those the special things? Because I used to have to do my dad's in Florida so that sulfur wouldn't come out because the shower would like start smelling. We had to put packets of stuff in it. I don't remember what it was.
Well, the thing is, with the modern machinery, and because of what we know now, coal mining is so clean compared to how it was when we were kids.
The 70s, here's a fun fact for you. I read that the real statistics from now since the 70s is our world pollution compared then to now has gone down 96%. Prior to this last probably few years where they really started hammering us. I mean, Bonnie said earlier it's been going on, since the 30s, but we're a little bit weaker now. We got a little bit shoved in our houses for too long. We got a little bit of a problem going now, but it's.
That's what I was going to say. I just saw where even families with a 2-income household, like it's usually the two parents working, are not even meeting middle class. There is no more middle class. It's upper or lower, and that's it.
There used to be an upper middle class, a middle class, a lower middle class. Actually, I guess you would call it poor, and then you'd have the rich always. So look at the difference in the parties that we used to have, the selection of what we had as far as Republican, Democrat, conservative, socialist. We used to have choices. Okay, now we got barely anybody that even wants the job.
Well, I found out a lot the past few days. Some people know I've had problems with one of my, it's called a Howard Rotivator. These are walk-behind sod buster. They were made in the 60s and 70s. Well, I was on the phone with two places today. The one guy that works on the Howard Rotivator, he is backed up till July to even work on equipment. And I said, why? He said, nobody. I said, how are sales? He said, sales are lousy. Everybody would rather just spend the money and get their old stuff fixed than buy new because of this lousy economy. And my Kubota dealer, he told me in the winter, because I'm getting a tiller from him, he said in the winter sales were awful. He said what he sees are people have gotten used to the price increases, and companies that, like the Case company that makes heavy duty excavating equipment, people that have old equipment are just buying new because they're thinking if they wait a few more months, the prices of stuff have since the beginning of 2021, all the farm equipment in this country, be it a tiller, a brush hog, a tractor, a bulldozer, excavating equipment, there's been at least 2 price increases. And everybody thinks, okay, you know what? If I need something, get it now before it goes up in price again. It's ridiculous. I told anybody that'll listen, the Nestle company, which is the biggest food company on the planet, and they're really based now in Switzerland. I heard on AM Talk Radio yesterday, they're raising food prices 13.8%. They have to because of the cost. So basically, the inflation rate, I think, is almost triple of what we're being told.
Oh yeah, I think the actual food is 40%, which means we're paying 140% more than we were paying 2 years ago.
Well, at a store like Aldi's or Lidl, I don't know where you're at.
Aldi's, yep.
Okay, you could get a pound of ham for $2.99 in 2020. Pre-packed lunch meat. Now it's $5.99 or $6.99.
Yeah, we're seeing it almost double. I mean, you can see it. You can see the saltines that were $1.25 are now $2.50 if you get the off-brand. And I saw saltines for $3.65. And you're right, Bonnie. 2 incomes, especially if one's disability. That is why, people do need to get roommates now, why kids have to move back home, and why, why we're all having to evolve based on this crap.
And what was weird, at the place where I order my hamburger meat to be made, it's usually $6.49 a pound. Well, okay, not usually, but the last time I ordered it, it was $6.49 a pound. This time when I ordered it, it was $4.39 a pound. And I was like, what? I'm not complaining. But I've been wanting to call and ask the meat guy what's going on here just to find out. But then I'm afraid I'll jinx it because it probably wasn't supposed to be that cheap. I don't know.
What cut of meat is it with the fat percentage, Bonnie?
93.7.
Okay,
I have to put
you're
the
talking
lean.
really, really good beef then.
That's like chuck. It's ground chuck, really, isn't it? No offense, Chuck.
Sirloin or roast or whatever to make it.
Well, it's $10. It's $10 for a ribeye that is, and I'm not joking, 4 to 5 inches long and about 2 to 3 inches wide is $10 here at a regular grocery store.
Check at Kroger. Watch
We
Kroger.
don't have any. We don't have any. They're like in Atlanta. It's too far.
Yeah, we don't have any around me either.
Yeah, there's none here either, Chuck.
I got an IGA in Tennessee that I go to, and they got home, like farm meat. They get their meat directly from farms in Tennessee. So I definitely buy there when I go to buy, bulk ground beef. But yeah.
You figure, my wife used to get chuck roast on sale for $1.99 a pound. I figure what the regular price is. Now the cheapest you're going to find it is maybe $4.99, unless you luck out and you get a digital coupon.
How's the pizza prices, Jim? Because in New York, a regular pizza, like a large pizza, say with a Supreme or something, is about $35. And Domino's was offering to do a finance plan and pay $5, however often for your pizza.
Finance for pizza.
How's Philly doing with their cheesesteak subs and their pizza prices?
Well, the thing is, I haven't had a pizza in a few years. My wife, she says it's got too much fat. There's some places where they'll have, like on a Monday, a special for $10.99. But if you buy that any other day of the week, you're talking almost $20 for.
If you watch them, they got that unlimited toppings or whatever you want for $10.99 or whatever. Pizza Hut and Domino's does that here.
I got a $12.99 homemade pizza place that they'll give you anything you want on it, any kind of crust you want it. It's about the size more of a medium than a large, but it's $12.99.
Oh, hoagies have gotten really expensive.
Yeah, all that meat, they're crazy with it. But you need to find an Amish country, everybody. I wish they had some around here.
Yep.
But the thing is, the shop right around here, okay, it's not too far from where my wife works. Every now and then, this past week, ShopRite had farmland ham and their Genoa salami. If you use a digital coupon, it was only $2.99 a pound. The regular price for that is like the ham is like $6.99, and the Genoa salami and the pepperoni is like usually $8.99 a pound.
Wow.
Man, you got better prices than I do here on that stuff. Wow.
But it's only the ShopRite, and the thing is, we have ShopRite, Giant, Acme around here, Weiss's,
yeah,
Redner's.
Do you guys still have IGAs, or did all that close up?
There's none around here at all, Chuck. The thing is, it's hit or miss. Then I was on one of the I was looking at news on Telegram. Half the grocery stores in this country could go under, from what I was reading. They're in that bad a shape financially.
Walmart did it. Walmart and Target, which they're in cahoots.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the same major stockholders own the majority in both.
I heard that they were redoing the floors and all of the Walmarts so that they could do the robotics. That's what I heard.
The video I saw.
What, Bonnie?
The video I saw of the Walmarts looked a whole lot different than shopping centers. We'll just put it that way. Somebody did a TikTok video, and it was states all the way across that were showing their state and local Walmart and what was going on there.
But then the new thing, the township where the ShopRite is, okay, now they've banned plastic bags. Now they're doing that all over this whole area.
No, they tried before the plague. They tried, and I thought it folded in New York and folded up there. That they didn't do it.
Well, they want to do a statewide thing with our new governor, unfortunately, to ban plastic. You figure everybody takes plastic bags and uses them for something else. Like if I put the recyclables, bottles and cans in the plastic bag and put it in the trash container, it gets taken.
Mm-hmm.
If I put stuff in there loose, a lot of times they don't get it all out of the container.
Yep.
And everything you buy is in plastic.
Yeah.
So banning the plastic bags did not make any sense to me whatsoever, because those plastic bags can actually be used for other things.
Yep.
You can recycle them. Where the plastic bags that are inside the boxes, you can't use those for anything.
And then if they make paper straws, guess what they're going to be wrapped in? Yeah. Plastic.
Yep.
Yeah, they need to make it where it's worthwhile people to recycle plastic and make it so much. Hell, if it's 50 cents a pound or 20 cents a pound, people will save it.
We don't even have returnable cans and bottles down here. Man, people we have to drive to recycle here.
Yeah, I've seen somebody's doing pop cans, just the 12-ounce cans, or they're giving a quarter return on them.
Wow.
Recycle places. That tells me aluminum's fixing to go stupid.
I remember buying Stegmeyer beer like 30 years ago in bottles because it was cheaper if you return the case, and nobody sells beer like that anymore.
Mm-mm. We still have where you can get like sodas and beer in bottles, but we don't have a glass recycle anywhere near us that I know of.
Well, I had a tree customer a few years ago tell me, he says, it doesn't matter. He said, you know what happens in my area? The recyclable stuff goes in one part of the dump, and the regular trash goes in another part. He said the cost to recycle this stuff isn't worth it. So what? But it's ridiculous. Why say if they're going to do that? Why separate the stuff your trash?
Yeah. And my girls all got those metal straws. I can't stand metal in my mouth. It's like that. No. So
Well, Bonnie, I still drink water out of a mug with a plastic straw because I don't like how my mouth gets the glass dirty.
yeah. I'm not real sure about the metal straws. And
I didn't
then
even know they had them.
yes, and then so they're really, I mean, to wash them, to get them really clean, I guess if you use the dishwasher, sanitary water when you're rinsing them and then put them in the dishwasher, they would get clean good. But
I have a question for Bare Truth. Do you drink with a metal straw, Jeff?
Frank,
I like joking around with him.
mm-hmm.
And that was news to me. Actually, I'm using a plastic straw, a real thick one, that my wife puts in the dishwasher occasionally. I've had the thing for several years.
Who uses sippy cups? Anybody? Come on, fess up.
Not yeah, but when I drink beer, Deb, I use a big glass mug with no straw.
Cool. I did. That's the classic frosted in the freezer.
I put it in the freezer before I get a shower. Yeah, actually, Chuck was mentioning beer. We must have like 10 different brands of beer in the house. Ever since the pandemic started and shortages, because my wife and I like having 2 beers every night. She went to bed already, but it's like with the price increases. I was saying this on Tin's show, talking to Agent Jay. Beer has gone up in price, I think, 4 times now in the last 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
4 times. A case of Yemling Lager that used to be $12.99, 24 pack of 12-ounce cans, their cheapest beer, is now $18.99.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah, my wire brush don't fit inside there, Jeff.
What?
Well, it's a bottle brush. Because there's babies here all the time. I have a bottle brush. I don't know if a wire brush is different.
I have a suggestion. Well, I don't even know if they would work, but anyway, they've got like, I've seen these bamboo toothbrushes and you can get them like, I don't know, 2 for $1 or something at, I really have to actually start shopping at a Dollar Tree, like an actual dollar store, because Dollar General is now just hiking the prices up more and more and more and more. And I just, like, I'm going to be driving to Tennessee. I'm not going to be staying here that much longer. That's all I'm going to say.
You're going to move, Deb?
Yes, sir. I've got to go back home. It's a little too isolated here and too hard to make it with current health and financial situation. So I put all my money into the house, the dog, everything. So I don't want to own a house anymore. I just want to rent. I'm actually moving in with a friend. So back up north, and everybody's asking me if I'm going to change my name, and I'm like, I don't want to. I just want to be NC Deb. That's what I want to stay. Everybody's asking me everywhere.
Then just stay that. That's you.
Yeah, my heart, part of my heart's here. I did it though. I always wanted to live here, so now I got 3 states under my belt, and that's enough. 8 houses. That's enough.
And my wife and I have lived in the same state all of our life, and actually in the same county.
Well, that's cool now. Like Bonnie, I love the way Bonnie is where she grew up, and that's kind of what I'm doing. That's where I was born.
But you know what? We were just talking about this, me and the girls, that like I've been here almost 40 years in this location and more in the other. I've been in the same county since 70s, early 70s. And but the people here have changed, and it's like, well, we don't even recognize the names. I don't know where all these people are coming from. And
I
Dion
believe it.
say it, but they just it's it has changed, and so it's changing a lot of the structure of the community even. And
Bingo. That's why I'm leaving here, Bonnie, because this is not the
yes,
same place. Yeah, it's not the same place. Small town America has changed.
yeah,
Yeah, the cat. I ain't had Genesee cream ale since the '80s. Sorry.
Man, I toured the plant when I was like 10 years old because it was right there in New York.
Oh, I used to drink Jenny cream ale when I was a young man. I can't even stand it anymore.
That
Remember
stuff
that?
is
You remember the little things that
addictive.
come in the little tiny bottles? They're like 6-ounce bottles. Little King's cream ale.
I used to get quarts, my wife and I, before we got married.
I don't drink any of it anymore. Every now and then when I eat Mexican food, I'll get an order of beer with it.
Oh, Tennessee, you are too much. Thank you. I did spend a lot of my life, like 21 years down south. So,
Well, it's a
I don't
slower
know if
paced
you want
life
to answer
down there.
that.
And my wife and I won't go anywhere.
I am in Cherokee County. Cherokee County, and Cherokee, the actual city that's 98% Cherokee Indian, is about an hour and a half, and they've got like a casino. They've got their own police department. You don't mess around in that town.
Well, out here, my township, because we're more rural, it's Pennsylvania State Police. And you never know what those guys are going to be like.
Yeah, what did we call them? County. We called. It was like the county mounties. We had names, and you would always see the ones that were the state troopers. They were the first ones that started shaving their heads. They were always like the badasses, always.
Oh,
And then
there was an accident in front of our house last summer where this guy, well, there was a vehicle parked partly on the road, and I was afraid if I called the police up, whoever left his vehicle there, it would get back to me and we could have a problem. And some guy that was drunk hit the thing, and then the neighbors across the street called the cops, and this guy fled. And there were 6 state cops out here with LED Stinger flashlights looking for the guy, and like I didn't know what to think of these cops at all. They were all young cops in their early to mid 20s, and you figure in the dark. All these cops are so stern, though.
Whoops. There it is.
Well, don't move to Montgomery County, Deb. Berks County, Pennsylvania, and Chester, and part of Bucks County isn't bad at all. But the closer you get to Philadelphia, the closer you are to the problem.
Well, see, what we have is we have a small town of like 1,900 people, but we have the Appalachian Highway going right through the middle of our town. I mean, you have to take a left to go to the actual town, but that is why we have rafting, we have mountain climbing, we have gem mines, we have all of these tourist attractions. And in 2020, we had the highest, Blue Ridge and Appalachian Mountains had the highest visitation in like 10 years because everybody was flocking to nature.
Well,
You're
close to the Appalachian Trail then.
Oh yeah, I mean, I am off the Appalachian Highway. Like I literally am in the foothills. There are people about 2,100 feet above me, but I'm at about 1,900.
Okay, you're really up in elevation.
Oh yeah, I don't like it. It's spiritually crazy up here, and I'm telling you, the moons are powerful, and I just could go on for a little while, but not this stream.
I wish I was at a higher elevation up in the Lehigh Valley near Allentown, Reading, Bethlehem, Easton. Okay, the tops of the Appalachian Mountain are only like 1,600 foot tall.
Well, they're called Dremels. Yeah, Dremels if they're 1,000 feet or below. And then they call them mountains above that. But yeah, in Asheville, there's 3,600. I was on one that was 3,600 feet, and it was called Jump Off Rock. You could look it up. And the long time ago, I guess an Indian princess, her lover died in battle, so she jumped off that rock. And it was the most breathtaking. You got to drive up like a slinky road to get there, but it was the most breathtaking. I mean, this is a gorgeous state, but we have a governor who just likes to stick it to you, sneaking it. I'd rather somebody tell me straight out what's going to happen. Honest to God.
Well, it's funny, like down in North Carolina, which have the highest mountains, I've never been down there, my friends were, back in the 80s, Clingman's Dome, you're up like over 6,000, like you're up to, I think, 6,600 feet, and trees are growing on top of those mountains. But in Pennsylvania, the tops of the Appalachian Trail, even though they're old and worn down, it's just all rocks up there.
Yeah, it's more bedrock up in that area. I noticed because even around the Finger Lakes and the Great Lakes area, like where I'm going back to, it's bedrock. I mean, there is walls of bedrock where people have cottages, and you have to have one of those little like a ski lift almost. And I was riding one of those. We had a baby in there. We were freaking out because I was like, what if the brakes go? Where's the emergency brake? Because we were almost like straight up and down going to this cottage, and you'd look out the window in the kitchen and it was a bedrock wall. And like behind me I have bedrock too, but it's mixed with Georgia clay.
Now, the thing is, in Pennsylvania, the way the terrain is, you can see about 55 miles when you're on top of those mountains. And I was up on Mount Washington 3 times back in the 80s. And even though you're they reclassified the height, I think it's 6,218 feet. Even though you're up that high, your view is limited because you got so many mountains right next to you that are like 4,000 feet.
Yeah, it's really weird how I can look up and see neighbors that live above me. They got to be a half a mile to 3/4 of a mile away, maybe a mile. And they are so far up that it's just wild. But it was an experience. And Pennsylvania mountains and upstate New York mountains are gorgeous too. Definitely gorgeous.
Oh, I've been up on the, I think it's I'm trying to think which one it was. I was on the tallest mountain already, gosh, years ago in New York State too. Forget if it's Mount Morrissey or Mount Rogers.
It's beautiful. And the mountains go straight up and down the East Coast, really. You can get into the cities and stuff, but and then you got the coast.
And like a few miles from where I live, there's places, it's Lower Providence Township, it's Fairview Village, they call it, where you can look, if you go like 2.5 miles from where I am, you can see all of Philadelphia on top of a hill that's only like 450 feet in elevation. But you're talking like 23 miles.
Have you ever been to the Hollywood Hills, like up by the sign?
No.
Man, that is wild looking down. That is wild. We actually got lost up there in all the mansions and stuff. But yeah, we got out and probably should have got arrested, but we didn't. It was back in the 90s. It's the only trip to the West Coast I ever took, but I got to see LA, San Diego, got to see Catalina Island, go down, I think it's Pacific Coast Highway, Los Angeles, Beverly Hills Boulevard, Walk of Fame, all that stuff. And that was a great trip, but it's changed so much now. I mean, now they're probably, slums where all that stuff used to be. Yeah.
Is that asking if it was Mount Mitchell?
Well, Mount Mitchell is pretty high, but I think Clingman's Dome's the highest peak on the Appalachian Trail. It's the highest peak east of Mississippi. Mount Mitchell, I think, is the second highest.
Smoky.
Yeah, the Smokies. There's the Rockies, the Smokies. I mean, we have a beautiful country. We do.
Yes.
I've never been to the West Coast. My son's been all over the world because he's in the entertainment industry. And just since he started being a tour manager with these heavy metal rock groups he manages, he can't believe how things have changed on the West Coast in California, the cities. Just in the 10 years he's been doing it.
See, this is what we say. We say Cali, and boom, there's D.
Hey,
This is how we summons our family.
Yeah, Dee's a lot of fun to talk to. She's a great lady.
Walk the ponies and come up.
The problem I have is I'm on the East Coast. There's so many good shows on late in the evening. Last night, 10 wanted me to be on, and I had stuff that I had to get done this morning. And I love talking to 10 and Agent J and everybody and Peanut, but I can't be going to bed at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it is kind of late. I think a lot of people go to bed.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hello, Miss Bonnie, Miss NC Deb, Chuck, and Mr. Jim Boswell.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff, when you call me sir, I've never been knighted.
Oh, well, it's like this. It's how I was raised. I give people respect until they don't earn it no more.
Till they lose it.
Right. And my father's people is from up around West Jefferson, up in there. Last year, me and the wife and the family went to Cherokee. I loved it. Oh, it was gorgeous up in there.
It is, and I'm sad to leave, but things change, and you know what? I guess it's full circle and finding out where home was at, and I sure did love it. 2020 was one of the best times of my life, and America's too. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. You know what I mean? And besides the fires and the cities and all that stuff, small town America was great.
It is. And if you talk about home cooking, oh my God, there's restaurants up there that home cook, that's off the charts.
Anything you want, from like crawfish to freaking sausage, gravy to lobster to a burger that's the size of a dinner plate. I mean, oh yeah. And I watched only a few go down in this town because we're a tourist town. We're lucky, Yeah.
Well, now I know when you went past the casino, if it's on your left, if you'll keep going about a mile, maybe a mile and a half, there was a restaurant on the right up there.
Are you talking Cherokee, the city of Cherokee, or the county of Cherokee?
The city of Cherokee.
Okay. I live by the other casino, about 15 miles from the smaller casino that is an offshoot of Harrow's in Cherokee City. So I'm actually in Cherokee County, and it's about a 564-mile county.
Ah, okay. So we're pretty good far away from one another when we talk in Cherokee then.
Yeah, but I love your accent, I've just got to say. And it brings out mine when I talk to you.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't have an accent. Y'all do.
Yeah, you do. I can switch. I can switch, yeah.
Jeff, I have cousins that live in the area of Richmond, Virginia, and the people in that part of Virginia, they have a bigger Southern accent than most of the Deep South does.
Now,
they're the Appalachian people.
Yep. Now, my mother, her people is from that area up in there. And on their side is Chiricahua Apache, and on my daddy's side is Cherokee.
Wow, you're lucky, man. I'm in the Trail of Tears, right in the smack dab. We housed them here in our town before they got pushed. We kept them here until Sullivan came and pushed them to Omaha.
Yeah. Now, I wish people would go and read their history on the Trail of Tears.
The thing is, If you want to see something good, Perry Stone does a good thing about the Cherokee Trail of Tears. And what we have here is a place that we house them. We have a tomb of Jesus with the rock, or with the the cover removed. We have the 10 Commandments on a hill, that when you go to this place, you know it is a sacred place and you feel it. And it is the most beautiful. It's called Fields of the Wood, and it is gorgeous. And if you ever get a chance to go this way, it's a great place. It shows the spirit, and we have fairy crosses, and they're every color of the human race: yellow, brown, black, or grayish, and all the different colors. And nobody made them. They just pick them up, and there's fairy roses, and they are made from the stone in the earth, and they just are like that. Nobody made them.
I'm gonna have to go out of my way to go there.
It's the most spiritual experience, and there we have the Hiawassee Dam is beautiful too. I mean, there in Tennessee has rafting and rapids and waterfalls, and the gem mines. We even have special gems here in North Carolina.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Now, up there where my daddy was raised, matter of fact, he lived in a house right there beside the New River. And I did not know this. The New River is the second river in the world that runs backwards.
Yeah, we got like a river running around the entire town. It's really weird. I've never seen a mountain town with a river complete. It's called Valley River, and it runs completely around the town. And we have Lake Chateau. Georgia's 10 minutes from me, and Tennessee's 10 minutes from me. So it's as southwest as you can go. But yes, I highly recommend a vacation here. A lot of people know about this little town from big places like Atlanta, Georgia, and all over the place. A lot of people are moving here, and that's part of the reason I'm leaving.
Well, now, when I go to the mountains, that's where I feel more peaceful than any other place.
I have learned to get close to God. I got close to God, Bonnie, and Bonnie can be my testimony to that. I've gotten closer to God than I ever thought I could be. And
I'm just the opposite. It's the beach for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do
I'm
like
at the beach. I'm like, the air just seems clear. It's I can breathe. It's just such a good feeling. That's where I want to go when it's time.
Beach baby, give me your hand. Something that I'll never remember. I can't think of the song, but it popped in my head. Where's Camo? I need a singer.
Well, I'm going to stay up on panel, but I'm going to drop back and hush up and let everybody else talk.
Well, it's good to hear you, Bear. And what you were talking about with the accents is I've noticed North Texas around Dallas, they have a more pronounced accent than we do in Southern Texas. I don't think I have an accent at all. And boy, you go up there and it's very noticeable.
Well, now I've got cousins that live in Lewisburg, North Carolina. Okay. Now, you want to talk about people having an accent? I love listening to them.
Well, Jeff, I'd rather live up in the mountains, but with what's going on, you figure it's easier to make a living, with what I do with Christmas trees in an area where there's a lot of people. I love a good view. And around here, except for a few areas, I would much prefer living up in the mountains. But like I said, how are you going to grow trees on steep hills that are rocky?
Way to go, too, girl.
Yeah.
I've been in tree farm, Jeff, where the ground is so steep, you couldn't even use a tractor on the side of the hill.
No,
I will roll down my hill. My mom had this big old fence that was a expandable wooden fence, like from 1950 or 60. And that sucker took a trip down my hill, and I tried. It snapped off, and by the time it was like completely stretched out, it was 3 inches tall. And I had saved 2/3 of my mom's, it was used for the dog actually, to keep him like around my Jeep and stuff. And yeah, I have to hang on to trees to walk through my yard.
I would not.
Now,
I would not run equipment on anything like that. Do y'all know Keith Gaddis? Have you ever heard of him?
No.
He's a singer-songwriter. He's written for George Strait, Dwight Yoakam, Robinson, a whole bunch of them. And he's from here. I know his whole family. And he was just in a tractor accident trying to pull something, and it flipped him, and he didn't make it. But I've heard more tractor accidents on the hills, and I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I've had friends get hurt on. My mom cut her toe off, a third of her toe off, because we had built out in the country after the 60-something riots. We had moved out to the country, so we had farmland in the front and really hilly in the back, and it was like 3 levels. So my dad used to cut wood up at the top, and we used to have to roll down the logs and stuff. And my mom was trying to do the lawnmower, trying to do the hill. We used to actually do it with a rope. We would let a light lawnmower go down the hill, then we'd rope it off from the bottom and pull it back up. Well, she managed to, and I wasn't even in the state, and she called me and told me what she did to herself. And I had to, from Atlanta, I had to sit there and call 911 and tell her what to do to survive, because she was in shock, So yeah, it's scary. I've had a friend, have a riding lawnmower roll over top of them.
Yes.
It's scary. Just hills are scary. Forget the mountains.
Yeah.
well, now we went to a family reunion quite a few years ago, and it was in the summertime. I think July, August, and up there, it got hot up there. What they done is they went and bought a roll of plastic and rolled it down the hill and took a hose pipe and made a slide out of it. I think the youngins who were so pepped up and everything, I think he went down it 3 times and that was it.
Well, in New York, you do that with snow, and we used to end up on a country road. We used to end up sometimes in the middle of the road, because we started 3 levels up, and we were in those little plastic ones with the handles, and we would go down there. We would become airborne on the last time, and we'd hit like right on the curb of the road, which is gravel. We'd like boom, So yeah, we had fun.
No, Vita, you were close to the cat that's in chat.
Cat.
Yeah, Southeast Georgia is like I had family in Cornelia. I'm more familiar with Northeast Georgia, I believe. Yeah.
I hated the cat. Yeah, Jeff, that's messed up.
You do know if they pass that law, other states is going to be doing it.
Yeah, it'll set a precedent.
Yeah, whoever come up with that needs to be slapped.
Yeah, the Susquehanna River, that's where Harrisburg is, Dakota. Then another thing, all you southern folks, even if you could plow and even if you could till soil, it would just all wash downhill.
Well, it's clay too. We got Georgia clay. Don't forget that, because that turns into like baby, or it turns into hard as rock.
Yeah, we have clay also.
Well,
Yeah, I want to find me a piece of property with a lake on a hill so I can water ski without a boat.
Uh-oh.
I hadn't thought about it like that, but that would be interesting.
I need to see that. I need to see that.
You mess with that damn CERN thing, it's going to happen.
Yeah, no kidding.
Y'all already heard about the bottom of that one trench opening it up, and they're thinking there's a megalodon out of there. Now they're showing other oddball creatures in the ocean.
Truthfully, what's scaring me is the polar caps, north and south, because they're melting. Me and my son got talking about this probably about 10, 15 years ago. You do know there is a bunch of diseases that is trapped in that ice.
Yes, and they go miles and miles deep. Every disease we've had for hundreds of years.
Yes, ma'am. Now, with the polar caps and everything melting,
we lost Bonnie.
Stuff is being let loose. And I've got a real strong suspicion we ain't even scratched the top of it yet.
Oh, no. Oh, well, yeah, there's a lot been brought back, like in the New York Harbor polio. All kinds of things are happening. Yep.
Yeah, they are.
Jim Boswell,
I listened to a bunch of scientists talk about that, and they say when stuff breaks off and what melts, though, but the moisture and the storms and the wind blowing it up, it's constantly building up on the full shells as the small pieces break off and melt. So it's recycling itself.
Jim Boswell, your dog looks like my dog did when he was a puppy. I swear. Oh, what a cutie.
That's my last dog, Miss Heidi. She only lived to be 10 years, 7 months. She was a 100-pound female German Shepherd.
Oh my gosh, mine was 9 and I lost him. He didn't make it to 10. He would have been 10 in October this year.
Well, the second one my wife and I had lived to be 14 years, 5 months.
Wow.
She was a big girl too.
Nice.
Well, I have a hybrid dog. We got a rescue dog that's half Carolina dog, which is the breed of wild dogs that are indigenous to South Carolina. And she kind of looks like a coyote. She's a German Shepherd Carolina dog mix.
Tennessee, I looked up. I ain't got no scars, hardly. I got maybe about 4 from my kid childhood. But you want to talk about dogs? I want a wolf. They do not bark when they whatever. You do not know they're there until it's too late.
Yeah, I'm back when I was burying phone lines, Jeff. These people, it was over in the country out here. They raised them. I think they were like 3/4 or whatever wolf, and then I think the other was like Malamute Husky or something. But
yeah,
they had one puppy that wouldn't come up to anybody. And when they were selling, the dog didn't want nothing to do. Nobody would squeal when people come by it. And I was back there working and getting ready to run a phone line, and the dog come up to me, so I was talking to it and petting. It's probably 2 or 3 months old. He followed me all over the place. He went and ended up following me, and he ended up getting in my truck and hiding under the seat. And we got down the road about 5 miles, and I felt something scuttering up my feet, and he come up, crawled out, and he jumped in the seat and come got in my lap. I jumped in people's house, and they go, "Well, I'll just give him to you because he don't like us. He don't like anybody that's come up here." That dog must have imprinted on you. I don't know if that's real or not, but
yeah, I've got a brother who lives down south. I ain't saying where, but I don't care what type of dog you have, how mean it is. He can go up to it and rub it, and them dogs will not mess with him at all.
They got shepherds in Russia. The ears don't stand up. I forget what breed they are. They weigh about 225 pounds. They're referred to as wolf killers.
I know the ones you're talking about. They're big.
Yeah.
Look kind of like a mastiff, but they're different colors.
They got real long fur. They wouldn't even probably survive in this part of the world because it gets too warm for them.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Looks like a real hairy Mastiff Saint Bernard looking dog almost.
Yeah, I forget if they're called. Yeah, they're huge.
But they will take up for an owner in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to kids, forget it. If anything looks like they about ready to harm a kid, them dogs is on it. The bad thing about them dogs is I think their lifespan is like either 5 or 7 years.
Usually the bigger dogs have joint issues, heart issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a boxer growing up, and she didn't let anybody near that fence that wasn't supposed to be.
Now, that's what I call a good watchdog, especially if you have a family with youngins, because mainly what you want is something to protect the youngins. You know,
that's what our second shepherd was like. Our first shepherd died when she was 9 of a tumor on her liver that burst. Then we got this puppy, and she grew up with our son. He's 32 now. She was like his second mother. We couldn't even have other kids in the house with him. Because she was
my daughter, she had a full-blooded red-nosed pin, okay? And when her youngins acted up to punish the youngins, they had to lock the dog up.
Yeah.
They don't like people talking loud.
Nope.
Most people don't realize what shepherds are like until they've lived with them. My dad had one when I was a kid. My wife and I are on our 4th dog now.
Oh, I love shepherds.
They're human. I've had a husky shepherd. I've had a husky, and I've had a shepherd Springer mix, and all of them have the shepherd tendencies. They are royal. They are loyal. They know how you feel. They know you don't even have to tell them, and they mirror your emotions, and they are the most loyal, protective dogs that I've ever seen in my life.
Yes,
they know what you're thinking.
What is it? A Malamute, Alaskan Malamute?
Yeah, they're like the biggest type breed, like husky shepherd kind of breed that you can get.
Exactly. I mean, they'll whine, they'll talk back to you.
They're like humans. They're like the smallest one is like 120 pounds, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, they're beautiful. Unless you had some coming up, you don't know what you're missing. You really don't.
Jeff and Deb, I put a video in private chat and on live chat of the Shepherd Carolina mix we have. I mean, she's the smallest dog we ever had. She's only 80 pounds.
Yeah, mine was 75 to 80, but I have had like 120-pound lab. I've had 100-pound golden. Those are the dogs that are also good with children, and but more lovey-dovey, happy-pappy dogs.
Now, other than a shepherd, I would have to go to lab. You know.
Yep, they are very good. Black lab, chocolate lab, any kind of lab.
Hello, Miss G.
We're seeing the new baby.
Guys.
Hey,
there's the baby.
That's a new horsey.
Yeah, she's 3 days old.
Well,
is my echo on, honey? Good to see you guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
I have to walk the boys, so I thought I'd just kind of say hi and show them off a little bit for you guys. And it's super nice out.
Yeah, the sun's still out there.
Yep, it's still light out. I know it. You guys.
D, you need to get you a little monkey, D, so you make a commercial. Remember the one that had the monkey riding the little horse? Or no, that was a monkey riding the dog.
Chuck. I would like a monkey, Chuck. I would like a monkey. I always wanted a monkey, you know?
No, you don't neither.
No.
No, Jeff, I don't? Okay.
No, you might get in your stash.
Oh shit, that would be bad.
They monkey around too much.
Hi, baby. So he's not the baby anymore.
Melvita,
He's
can I come fishing?
yeah. You can come fishing. You can come see California with me. You even want to come to California,
California?
Jeff? Can't believe
No,
you
I
want to
ain't
come
going to
here.
Shaky Town. No,
You
I
ain't
was
going to
talking
what?
to Melvita. She said she's got a pond in her yard, and I don't think I'll ever be caught in Shaky Town.
No, I know you won't.
But
There
look
we
how
go. That's what I'm
beautiful it
trying to
is
do.
there.
I have a hard enough time walking on my own.
Yeah, I know.
I got a buddy of mine that his uncle left him a stake of land up there, almost as far north in the mountains as you can get up in California. He can't remember where he put the papers. He wanted me and my boys and everybody to go with him up there that stake that's out there because his uncle used to go out there and he'd spend about 2 weeks out there and he'd get enough gold that it lasted him and his family for a year or two, and they lived well, I guess. When I understand what Dennis says.
Yeah, there are people that still pan for gold out here on the Trinity River. You know, I'm definitely in the area where the gold rush was part of. Of course, Alaska, the Yukon, and all that. But the Trinity and Humboldt, there's still. I mean, sometimes when we swim in the rivers, we see the gold flecks, you know. But there's fool's gold out there too, so you don't ever know. Look out, baby.
Yep.
Watch out.
Yeah, Pennsylvania has a lot of pyrite from the coal mining, the fool's gold.
Look how pretty.
That's got to be Chuck.
Mama ain't playing, y'all.
Yeah, it's
She
Chuck's
is not
crazy
playing.
train.
Dee's living the farm life. Good for her.
I love the train. The train and the horses. It's like we got the whole community engaged here. It's cool. I love it.
You know what? If all of California looked like that, I would think about coming out there.
It's pretty
Dee has a
beautiful. I gotta tell you, you guys, it's pretty stunning. It
Unless
really
it
is.
snows, Dee, then it's pretty bad.
Well, unless you're a snowflake, baby, you can't handle a little snow. Come on,
Now, what's
handle a
wrong
little
with the
snow.
snow?
Come on.
I'm going back in it, baby. Back in it.
No. See, that's when you get snowballs and put them in the freezer and sometime roll around. You'll have a snowball fight.
I should have thought of that. I didn't even think of that, Jeff. Did not even think of that. Yeah, that's Humboldt Bay out there.
It's couples therapy, just to let you know. It's couples therapy when you have a snowball fight.
Oh,
That shot
is
right
it
there
now?
is beautiful.
Okay.
He's got a lovely view.
It is.
Yes,
It's
it is.
stunning. It is. It's stunning. My grape, what's it called? I built this thing a few years ago, but it took a hard. We're broken this year, which sucks because I had so many grapes last year. So I need to deal with this. But this is the first warm day we've had, Kitty. It's been cold. We've had snow. It was just 3 weeks ago we had that big amount of snow. Oh, you guys, if you want the most, check this out. Do you see this clothesline I got here? The most badass looking clothesline ever. You see the pulleys on those things? You see how big they are? That is from Amish people. That is from 20 years of trying to get a clothesline here that didn't break because that's a long span. You can see, right? It's a long span.
Yeah.
But my husband, he ordered it and it's got these three. The difference is it has these, well, there's a lot of difference, but it's just beefy, you know? It's just
That is
super beefy.
awesome.
Yeah, it is. It makes
I like
doing
it.
laundry fun when I do laundry. I actually did some laundry today, guys. It's a miracle. I really don't do laundry much. I hate laundry.
I love hanging the clothes outside. They just
I do enjoy that
so
too. Yeah.
crisp and clean.
Until a hornet gets in there and then you put the pants on with the hornet in there, you'll come out real quick.
Like your mama did.
Yep.
That's why you shake them out when you take them off the line.
I might lose
Hello,
you, Bonnie. I'll
Shayla.
come back if I do. I'll
Okay,
come
honey.
back in a little bit, you guys. I gotta rope up one of the horses, but I'll come back. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let other people talk. I'm gonna shut up.
And then everybody gets quiet.
Oh.
Yeah, but you got to watch that a bird doesn't soil the laundry when it's drying.
Hell, that's what we call excitement here in my house, watching the dryer go round, round, round.
I got a
Yeah.
laundry shed. I do my laundry in the shed.
Now we got so many birds here. If we put the laundry out, it'd have to be washed again.
Oh my gosh, it must be like a pigeon seagull fest or something.
Well, just little birds. We have red-tailed hawks here and American bald eagles.
I saw a woody woodpecker. I'm talking the full size, like never seen a woodpecker like this. It sounded like a jackhammer.
We have those too. And every evening, if I go out when I take the dog out, I can hear the owls.
Yeah, we got woodpecker around here. These telephone poles, they got steel caps on top, and he'll get up there and rattle the hell out of it. Sounds like somebody's shooting a machine gun.
You know, red-headed woodpeckers is an endangered species now.
Yeah, they are.
I think they went crazy the way them ones are doing here.
Yeah, well, there's not. I only have seen one in 3 years here, and he was the same one, you know?
Yeah. Well, now, where I'm living at right now, I've seen a red-headed woodpecker tearing up my walnut tree. And I've got a hawk that will dig up, what are they? Molds. And I've heard hawks, in the air here where I'm at. And I've only heard one eagle. That's it.
I've seen about probably 4 or 5 hawks, hawks and eagles, about probably 5, and they're usually off by themselves, and they're in a very desolate kind of area.
Yeah.
I love the red-tailed hawks. They eat the mice
and rabbits and squirrels.
Because mice do damage to trees.
And chihuahuas, if you happen to be going across a city.
Well, now, Deb, I'll tell you like this. People that live on the coast, if they got chihuahuas, come evening time, they take them in the house. I'm counting the mosquitoes down there.
Well, this guy told me in Atlanta at a service station, we had a conversation, and he said, he starts talking about this time where he literally saw in the city this hawk come down and pick up this chihuahua and just take it. And I was like, are you kidding me? And we talked for like 10-15 minutes, and I was like, wow. And I was just getting gas. I mean, it's how friendly people used to be.
Yeah, used to be.
Get you a spray bottle, put water in it, and a cap full of Listerine. Spray it on you, keep the mosquitoes off.
Hey, Dee's back.
I like that.
I'm just here for eye candy, you guys. I don't want to take the whole show. I just wanted to show off the ponies because they're so cute. And then here comes Kitty.
Beautiful, Dee.
He doesn't want to be left out, you know. He's kind of a rock star kitty. It's one of those orange ones that thinks they're the shit, you know.
Yep.
Yep. That's how they
Last
are.
time I sat on the horse went right, I went left to the ground caught me. And I haven't sat on no one since.
Well, Jeff, look at can you see how small he is with me together?
Yeah.
He's a mini, so I don't ride him. But I'm going to show you guys my mama's tiny house. If she's awake, I'll let you peek the inside a little bit if you ever seen it. But she has a really cute little tiny house down here. That's my she shed right there, you guys.
Damn, that's a she shed.
That's my she shed. It is. I used to rent it out. It was a rental. It's really a mobile home, but I I don't want to deal with no people on my land anymore. You know, I didn't buy this property to deal with a bunch of California drama snowflakes. You know what I'm saying? The
Hey, that's
best
the way it
tenants I
is
ever
on
had
the
were the best tenants I ever had were always from the Midwest or the East Coast. And they had jobs, they had their shit together. You know, every time I ran into some local asshole, it was a disaster. They were always going to help me make it better and work on the place and
Uh-huh.
bullshit. You know, 17 years of that, I'm done. I told my husband, I will go get a job. And I did. I went and got a job and then I got fired. So now I got these damn horses and hopefully I'll get compensated soon, you guys, because
That
I think it's
sunset.
going to happen. You know, I think it is going to happen. But this is my mama's tiny house. Um, it's just a 7x24 trailer, you see.
Oh, wow.
And
nice.
it did roll one time because we did have it on some shitty little Q-tip type jacks, but now look at that shit. And I
Oh,
could still pick this up and pull it off. You know that I could still pull
Yeah.
this out. We got us a 350 truck now, and if we do get out of California, I guarantee you this house is coming with me. There ain't no way it ain't coming. You know, so. But my husband ain't gonna move. Hi, Mama. Oh, I can't show you, Mama. She's in her underwear. She's live streaming. I was showing off the horses. She's no lady. She don't really care, but you know, we'll save her dignity this time.
You
Yeah, you're
know, as
welcome,
many
Mama. I sure
jobs.
do love you. I was showing off your tiny house. I guess we'll show it another day.
My
But
dad used
yeah,
to
my
love
mama's
that
great. I
underwear.
love you, Mama.
As many jobs as I have had in my lifetime, I've only been fired one time.
Oh yeah.
And if you ever worked in a knitting mill, the small warps, he come in with an attitude with me, and I picked one up and threw it at him. He said, "That better be." I threw another one at him and said, "Did that answer your question?"
You've been a stand-up guy a long time, is what you're telling me, huh, Jeff? Taking no bullshit.
Well, back
Yeah.
then, I can't do it now. Back then,
No, well,
he had an attitude. You know,
hey, I'm seeing some of these ladies, these young women who aren't really acting like ladies, and they're getting their asses clobbered from the generation, you know, other millennials. They're like, bitch, no one told me I couldn't hit a lady. I was raised if a lady ain't acting like a lady, whoa, buddy, calm down.
well,
Then
now,
now sometimes I don't like to see no men be beating on ladies, but honestly, sometimes they gotta be stopped. You know, they're out of
Sometimes the
control.
ladies are 3 times the size of the men, and they're actually beating the men, and nobody talks about
Exactly
that.
right.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, what point do we let men defend themselves? Crying out loud, you
Yeah.
know?
But tell that to a judge.
Yeah,
Well,
they're so against. I
I hear
was,
you.
I was a father advocacy person. I had a friend, and I was helping him go through the father advocacy groups because he was paying child support for a child that lived with him, and he got his license taken away because of it.
Really?
$20,000. Yeah. And finally she forgave it after like 12 years. But the girl was living with him and she was claiming on taxes. She was doing all this crooked shit.
Well, I saw John Wayne throw a lady over his shoulder and paddle her butt.
McClintock.
Who?
The Duke. Wow. John Wayne.
Yeah, y'all were talking about
Oh.
getting fired from a job. Y'all were talking about getting fired from jobs. I was a mechanic for years, and I tell them, so they put wheels on my toolbox for a reason.
I'm portable, bitches. Bye.
Yep.
Oh,
I said, I don't
Time's
work
up.
for you. I said, I rent that spot out I work in. I get
Yeah.
paid commission. You make money when I make money. If it ain't good enough when I'm top wrench in the shop, I said, I can roll out. I caught the shop manager in the owner's office digging through my files, seeing how much money I was making.
damn.
What? What a
He
weasel.
told me he was management. I need to get my ass out of the office. I had no place in there. I said, you don't have any place being digging through my damn forms. Are you gonna
No
pay my
shit.
taxes? I told him, I said, I ain't fucking you, sleeping with you, and you ain't paying my bills. You ain't got no business with me.
No ass
Exactly.
grass or what was the other one? Ass grass or
Grass or gas? Ask grass or
gas,
gas.
baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
Then he come out of the shop running his mouth. We got into it, started getting into it. And he said, "Wait till you lean over at car over." He goes, "I'll get something bash you in the damn head with it." I said, "No, I keep my eyes open." I said, "I'll whoop you from one end of the shop to the other." And that's about when the owner walked in. And he goes, "Well, you be fighting two of us." Then I said, "Oh, you're going to defend him for digging through your files, looking at how much money I make. Then he's going to sit out here and tell me because I'm pissed off about it. He's going to bash me in the head when I lean over. You're going to take his side?" I said, "I need to quit here because this fix to be a murder scene in this place." And I said,
"Yeah, Chuck."
Probably was going to be if the boss didn't walk in. You're lucky he did come in.
Yep, really.
I've had 30. I got a confession. A confession to make. 38 jobs. I've had 38 jobs, sometimes 3 at a time, because girls got to keep up a house and, get divorced and run the show. And 38 jobs in 3 states. And the first one I got fired from because I met my husband and I was working at Six Flags and I played hooky too many times. So my dad put my car up on blocks. He told me if you lose your job. So I got a job at Bonanza Steakhouse and Johnny Rebs, and I rebuilt my engine, put new tires on it, and I was back in business.
Hey, there ain't a thing wrong with that. I think every woman needs to know a little mechanic.
God, that rebuilding that
I
engine.
might lose you guys. I'll come back if I do.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, I wonder if the rain, if she's still getting a lot of rain out there.
Don't look like it.
I'm dumped on. I'm still dumped on. I have had about 6 hours without rain in the last 48.
I don't know if it's still raining. It's saying heavy thunderstorms here again, and it's been raining all day. The whole way up there, it rained today. It quit for about 2 hours. Then on the way back, it rained, then stopped, and we hit sunshine. It followed us all the way till we got back here, and we pulled in the driveway and it started pouring down.
I think that we really are having the sun blocked out. You remember hearing about that experiment? I didn't even think about it until like 2 weeks ago, and I go, boom! I go, the GMO mosquitoes, 50 million in Florida, and then this. Yes, I think it's happening. Too many places.
We went 3 weeks with no rain. Then we had an inch of rain, and this weekend we're supposed to get another inch to 2 inches of rain. The ground's either bone dry or it's wet. There's no happy medium this year.
How many times did you shovel this year, Jim, though?
We didn't have any snow.
There you go. There you go. The north is turning into the south and the south turning into the north, and I don't like it.
All the local weather forecasters, except for the Allentown channel, every night they have to mention the climate thing. And
I have a weather tip that I got today. I asked my friend, I said, what is the tip that you always give me about rain? Because he's a contractor. So here's the one for everybody. If it's an even number, it's not going to rain. If it's an odd number percentage, it's going to rain. And he said he's never seen it not happen.
Really? I've never noticed that.
I just said, wow, you're like the front porch granny forecaster guy or something, Huh. He can tell by the clouds. He'd be like, time to pick up. It's going to rain. I'd be like, the sun's out. And he'd be like, nope, it's going to rain in about 30 minutes. And I was like, we're picking up all of our tools and all of our saws and all that stuff. So, yeah.
That happened here today. Actually, I thought the rain was over and the sun came out and then it just poured.
Yeah. Now, me and my wife, we smelled the rain coming.
Yes, but the odds and even thing, I thought I want to get him on YouTube someday because I can tell you that guy is a historian. He's read the Bible front to back. He's but he's real shy, like a lot of us are.
Yeah,
I'm not anymore.
There's a storm for y'all. That's what we got here.
I can't see the names.
Oh, of who's talking? You mean?
No.
The names of the places. Well,
this one ain't gonna be out of here till looks like 2 o'clock in the morning.
That is one wicked looking, spread out like spider storm.
We're getting the tail end of it, and Chuck, it's heading right at you.
Now, out of a storm, what scares me the most is what the weathermen call feeder bands. It's like a straight line, north and south. Normally, that's where we get tornadoes from.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
it's like
I
a
worry
freight
about them
train.
crooks.
It's a freight train
Yeah.
sound. I've got them here. They spin around these mountains. I've seen pink lightning, round pink lightning within trees in the foothills, and you just don't see lightning like that right out
You,
my window.
you sure that wasn't ball lightning?
I don't know, but if it was, I never saw it before, and I lived next to lakes and mountains, and I've lived in nature forever.
Well, the end of last week, we had 2 days where it got into the low 80s. Then we had 3 nights here where it got down to about 28 to 30. Just like that.
I'm wondering if that rain or if our rain is being seeded. You know what I'm saying?
That or high frequency
It's
energy.
it's right in www.weathermodification.com. It is an actual website you can go to and click on cloud seeding, and you can find out all the people that are getting help with their need for rain or their need for drought.
There's 400 grants. There's 400 grants I was reading issued a year on weather modification in this country.
And we're buying it. Isn't it fun?
Yeah, we're paying for it with tax dollars.
Oh, yeah. And it's against the law to seed clouds, if you think about it.
Don't mess with Mother Nature or the guy upstairs.
Well, that's what they're doing. They've been doing that for a while.
Since
You
the
know.
30s.
Yep, decades. Our lifetime.
The past week, the sunsets have been spectacular. I think it's from the stuff in the atmosphere from the volcanoes going on in South and in Central America.
Well, they have auroras in Arizona. I mean, they never have auroras in Arizona.
Now, Deb, I've been looking, at some pop-ups and everything, and they're saying around Asheville, up in that area.
Yeah, the prices are really good here for that kind of stuff. And if you want a classic truck, oh my gosh, you die down here.
Now, wait a minute. The aurora is being seen in that area.
Oh, I would imagine if you're up that high, you would definitely see it.
I mean, that is extremely unusual for
I
this.
thought you were looking for a pop-up or a trailer or something. Sorry about that.
Well, that's all right. I can get them all I want, no problem.
Yeah.
Part of that is from the solar storms. That's what one night Lake emailed me a photo of that, and I didn't think we could see it because we have a town exactly north of us, and the sky's always lit up there. Then the next evening, I looked and the sky didn't look as bright. I think we were able to see the aurora borealis here.
I've seen them in New York. Bonnie, have you seen them?
Yeah, I need y'all to excuse me for a minute. I need to go secure my plants. I'll be right back.
Well, let me say something right quick, and I really don't want to what you call bring this up. But are y'all familiar with the 3 days of dark and okay? I saw a while back ago that when it starts, it start like in the morning time. You will see the aurora borealis, and all over the place.
Huh.
Jeff, if we wake up morning and the sun isn't shining, don't go outside. It's a sign.
Don't even look outside.
I don't. When it is raining, I don't leave my house lately.
Yeah, but I have to take the dog out.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously.
Well, no, it ain't just that. It's in the Bible, the whole 9 yards, because that's going to be when most of the evil people is going to perish. You're going to have to get into the book and read it.
Yeah, amen. Oh, we're having a prayer stream, I think, on Sunday, just to let you know, Bear.
Which channel, Deb?
Bonnie is hasn't come up with the time on her calendar yet, but she wants to do a get together, fellowship, and prayer. Because
Now, is
it's
this
time.
going to be AM or PM?
Probably PM, I would think, with all of us.
Can somebody drop Deb's link so I can subscribe to it? Hold up. I've seen you up here a couple of times in chat, but I think this is the first time in months.
Yeah, we met. This is our second time around, but it's been a long time. It feels like forever, but then again, it feels like yesterday.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, I've seen you before, Deb.
I used to be NC girl when I was on Ron's, and when I was my first go round in YouTube, 2020.
Well, see, it's done got to the point I'm so old I can't remember what I'd done 5 minutes ago.
I can't remember where I put things. I have lost so much stuff just putting it away so good that I can't find it myself.
Hey, I'm already there.
Hey, listen, I'm going to have to take off because it's getting late here, okay?
Good to see you, Jim.
Yeah, good to see you, Jim.
Yeah, I won't be able to say because I got to get a shower still. It's 11:33 here. Hey, it was good talking to you, Chuck, and see you, Deb, and it's always good talking to you too, Jeff.
Jim, no, it ain't Saturday. What are you doing taking a bath this early?
Well, look at it like this. I go outside and do work. Most people take a shower in the morning. If I took a shower in the morning, I'd be going to bed dirty because I was planting little trees today.
Well, see.
There you go, Jim. I dropped your link in chat.
It just wasn't raised in the South because you change your sheets when you take a bath. That was once a week.
I only take showers.
Yeah, I don't do the bath thing either. I never have. My mama did though.
I haven't had a bath since I was a little boy. So
yeah, I don't remember. Well, hot tubs. Hey, hot tubs are cool.
Never been in a hot tub. Well, yeah, I have to. The water.
Yeah, well, you got to make people shower before they get in. I always used to make everybody shower. I would change my water, every 30 to 60 days, depending on when, how much we used it. But yeah, I mean, they are very therapeutic. I used them for my body and fibromyalgia for like 9-10 years total.
Okay, good night all. God bless everyone. Have a good day tomorrow.
God bless.
See you later, bud.
Okay.
Deb, you just got a new subscriber.
Well, thank you. I don't have a lot on there, but listen to my music, man. You'll love it. There's so much of a variety. If you want to listen to some new stuff and tap your feet, it's a good thing.
About the only type of music I like now is old school country and western and good old southern gospel.
Well, you will like river music, JJ Gray and Mofro, the record company. Just click on a couple and just give them a try because river music is kind of like rockabilly blues.
I can deal with that.
Folk. I mean, it's like, it's not bluegrass. It's not, but it's just like one guy can play like, 5 instruments. He can do the clarinet, he can do the harmonica, he can play the guitar, and he can play the keyboards and sing. I mean, those are the kind of, I am very picky about my music, but it's very vast as far as 6 decades, probably.
Now I can deal with rockabilly.
Oh, bluegrass is hysterical here. Oh my, I've got some bluegrass in there too. Some classic bluegrass, and that is I don't know what, it just does something to me.
What's the name of that one that Daddy always got Gene Craven to play on the fiddle? Rocky, let's see.
Not
Rocky
Rocky Top.
Mountain. No, that ain't it. No, it's got something to do with the train.
Blackfoot?
I can't. What?
Talking about Blackfoot?
Oh no, Train
No,
by
no.
Blackfoot.
It's Bluegrass.
I still like the Doobie
my
Brothers, but I listen to all kind of stuff.
When
What is it?
Blackfoot come to Burlington, my son-in-law was one of their
Roadies?
Guards or whatever you call them.
Nice. They were good. Gosh, they were good. I saw them in concert.
Yeah, they awesome.
Back in the late 80s, early 90s, or late 90s, early 2000s, I did sound for a lot of concerts. I was doing just helping, and one sound man and the guy that ran the Coliseum found out that I'd been to school and knew electronics.
Uh-oh.
He put me on sound, and all them people got pissed off because the one that could carry stuff by himself was messing with wires and keyboards. And
Thank you, Melvita. Thank you, Melvita, for subbing. I'm going to get some spiritual. I got 2 channels and I'm trying to decide which one to do it on, but I'm going to get some spiritual stuff going and some stuff that's uplifting. And maybe someday when I run my computer the right way, I'll be able to do StreamYard and have lives and stuff. I'm trying. I only got 170, I think. But I got to.
Thank you. It's Orange Blossom Special.
I catch myself finding Appalachian music and listening to it.
Yeah, because people do the spoons, they do instruments that are handmade. And another thing that I like, do y'all like the steel drums?
I love a steel drum.
Oh my gosh, that's tropical. That would be, for me, an umbrella drink on a beach listening to those drums.
And I also love the old school steel guitar.
Yes.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
Lap harp and dobro, the guitar that was all metal.
Yep.
Banjo, mandolin.
Curtis Lowe. Tune up your dobro.
I got me wanting to watch old brother, where art thou?
Jeff, did you say you were doing a prayer and Bible live on Sunday?
No, I said that you were thinking about it, but you hadn't put it on your calendar yet.
Yes. If I have internet, I plan to do that, Echo.
How's your plan?
If you don't, I'll do it, Bonnie. I'll just be quiet. You can be up there and talk and run them all through it.
Yep.
All right, we got a plan. Yeah, I'm going to do spiritual stuff on my channel at some point, but I got to learn. Somebody's got to teach me how to do this computer. But right now, I'm like, I don't know how long. I'm on a 21-day possible plan here to fly the coop. We'll see if God laughs at me or makes it happen.
It'll happen when it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, but you got to I kind of have to have a plan because I kind of do need to get up there to go to talk to a man who's a doctor.
Deb, I just put my email in private.
Okay.
Get up with me.
All right.
Sometime this week. I'd like to talk to you.
All right, will do. I'm just so glad that I'm seeing people pop up that I haven't seen in a long time, and it's really good for the soul.
It is. So, but right now it's going on 12 o'clock, and I have got to go watch the rest of Family Feud tonight. I mean, look, I'm sorry. The only TV I really watch is Game Show Network and Western channels. I
like the Westerns. I watch a lot of that. Me TV, or the not Me TV, the ID TV with all the murder mystery stuff.
Yeah.
I put mine in chat. You got mine, and it's easy to remember now.
Yeah, my
I
stepdad.
tell you what, when you go to my email, just put it in there, and I'll catch it from there.
Okay, sounds good. Have fun watching.
Y'all have a good Bonnie, Chuck, Deb. It's been nice
Thank you for
talking with
coming up.
y'all. I'm glad y'all got to see me tonight, and y'all have a good one.
You too, Jeff. Thank
God
you.
bless.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Night, Mrs. Bear.
It's been a great night, Bonnie. Thank you.
Yes.
You too, Chuck.
You're welcome. Thanks y'all putting up with me.
No, you add, even if you're sick or broken or whatever, you just add a little bit of spunk.
I try to make people laugh. I can't talk about the other stuff because it gets people wound up, and I got tired of looking into it.
Well, there's two things that I heard. Betty White said, they said, what was your key to living as long as you have? Originally, it was laughing. If you remember all the comedians that made it to the ripe old age, smoking their cigars and stuff. But she said, I don't eat anything green. And I thought that was the funniest.
Then I'm doing good.
Yeah, me too. I want to be Betty White, but yeah, the old Carol Burnett's. I've been watching the Barney Millers, even Andy Griffith, whatever. We need to remember the good times and know that we'll be having good times again.
Yeah, I need everybody needs to quit thinking, go back to normal. Normal never was. If you notice, however long you've been alive, how much stuff has changed in that amount of years. There never was a normal, because normal is the way that stuff stays. So,
Amen.
Amen, Jen.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. We'll go ahead and close it. Contact. I think you're new here. I don't know what's going on, but please be nice to the chat.
And we'll be nice to you.
Yep. All right, y'all. I'm going to close this one up. Y'all have a good night. Stay
good night,
safe.
y'all. Much love.
God bless.
Keep your head on a swivel. Love y'all. God bless you and good night.
Night.